so the power to power 1 here, you'd have to multiply that exponent 4 times. Well, why not simplify inside the exponent first? Because we can. Because we have x is here and here, and y is here and here. So what I'm going to do is go x to the 5/3, x to the 4/3 gives me x to the 9/3, otherwise known as 3. Good. And then I have y to the 3/4, y to the 3/2, which is 6/4, which gives me y to the 9/4. Denominator, so I have x squared, y to the 4/3, and then this has to be the 5/4. Okay. Now distribute your exponent. So we multiply those out. You're going to get x 15/4, y 45/16. It's multiplying through. And then denominator we have x squared, but since I'm going to have to play war here, I'm going to write the squared as with a base 4, or denominator of 4, excuse me. So that would be 8/4. And then I have y to the 4/3. Play war with the x's, and if you get what, 7/4 then in the numerator. And now we have to try to figure out what in the world to do with the 45/16 and the 4/3. Well, just think of it in numbersensically. 16 goes into 45 twice with more left over. 3 goes into 4 just once. So it's telling me that my numerator is bigger than the denominator. So in my calculator, I'm just going to type in 45/16 minus 4/3 and hit enter. And that'll give me a fraction. I think it's like something over, it's like 71 over something, I think. Thank you. I knew I did this problem. I did it 12th hour. And then, you go. I did this a lot harder in 12th hour. I don't know why I did it the way I did then.
Wait, did you add the ones in the parentheses first?
Yeah, the only reason I did that is because it's just, it was less multiplication.
Yeah.
That's all. Bless you. Más preguntas? It's like, we should listen to Wooly Bully. Wooly Bully. Wooly Bully. You're not going to get this entertainment next year. Yeah. What else you want to look at? Ooh, simplify. All right, we're going to do a conjugate here. So we have to simplify the denominator, we got to get rid of the radical in the denominator, so we have to multiply by a conjugate. The conjugate, excuse me, the conjugate is, first of all, is there anything in that denominator I can simplify?
5.
The 5, or the x. So I can take this out, so it becomes 5 minus x root 5. Is that okay with that? And now I'm going to multiply with the conjugate. Conjugate would be 5 plus x root 5. Okay. As you FOIL that out then, remember, all you have to do is square the first term and multiply the second term together and put a subtraction sign in between. So we have 25 minus, well, x root 5 times x root 5. Well, what's x times x? Root 5 root 5? 5. So it's minus 5x squared. You okay with that? Numerator then, just distribute out the 5, and you get, actually, I bet you they did this because they're simplifying. They probably left the 5 here. You did 5 plus x root 5. The reason, I have a feeling that what they did was that they probably took a GCF from the denominator and took the 5 back out. Everybody see how they can do that? You take the 5 out here, then you get a 5 over 5 plus 1. Did I put that back forward? I should run the right left-handed. And then the 5 simplify out. And that's probably what they said for your answer. Is that right, Trap? Why are you writing stuff on her paper?
He's trying to write left-handed.
Oh.
So he keeps writing my name left-handed, and it looks really bad.
It's actually pretty good.
It's not bad.
I can't even hold a pencil with my left hand.
Look, watch her write left-handed. It's much worse.
Everybody switch hands for the next problem. Let's have fun with this. Yes, ma'am.
Is this the answer for 25 is 5 plus x conservative 5 over 5 minus 6 squared?
When I get bored, I tend to like to write the alphabet with my left hand. It's so bad.
I can't even.
What's
hold a
next?
pencil.
Which one?
Yeah.
26, flip the
I
negative.
try to like, this is gonna be
I won't be able to read it. Motivation.
Motivation.
What are we doing?
So,
26? Okay.
I'm gonna float the negative to the 3, and then try and simplify out what I can. So I'm gonna have an x.
and that's a good negative sign.
Thanks, man. Positivity. I like it. And then we have a 2y.
Why are you holding
And
it
then
like
over
that?
here we have
What
a.
is that?
What's the square root? What's the square root of y to the 4th? So I have a y squared, and then I have a root of 2x. So that's my new. Is everybody writing left-handed or wrong-handed right now?
No.
Come on.
You can't read it.
Try it because you're like double focusing your brain. So now that your conjugate is just going to be.
Wait, why did you like extend the line to make it read it?
I just floated. You remember how whenever you have the negatives, a lot of times they put it from the fraction bar. It means you can float it to the top or to the bottom. I usually just float it to the top because it's less worrisome. There was I think there was one of the examples. Remember we did yesterday with the inverse problem. We floated it to the top, but the answer had it where it was floated to the bottom. So multiply out by your conjugate, which is x root 2y minus y squared
I can't.
You cheater.
root
I need to read this.
2x. No, your conjugates, you just change the sign
I need to
between.
be able to read this.
But there's another. Put the negative in front of the x.
Nope.
Why did
Nope.
you hold it
Remember,
like
what you're doing is
this?
you're creating a difference of squares. Whenever you're doing conjugates, you're just creating difference of squares.
You know, it's really
For-
hard to write like that.
Yeah. Remember, it's no matter what your denominator is, whatever it's 2 plus I, what'd you multiply it by? You multiply by 2 minus I. If it was x plus root 3, you'd write it as x minus root 3. Same thing. All I'm doing here is jump plus jump, jump minus jump. I'm creating a difference of squares. Rules don't change when things look bad. Still do the same thing. Okay.
This is a challenge.
Yeah, I failed the challenge.
I just wrote it fast, that's all. All right, go back to my left, sorry.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Just, okay. So I'm gonna have x times the square root of 2y gives me x squared 2y, so it'll be 2x squared y. Subtract y squared is y to the 4th. Root 2x is 2x. So I'm going to have 2x y to the 4th then. And then numerator,
What is it? Where'd you?
oh. Oh, I was doing so well.
Yours is actually pretty good.
Yeah, you
Mine's disgusting.
Mine's not even readable.
Well, if it's not readable, don't. I was just trying to have fun.
Alright, you ruined the fun.
Thanks, Sawyer. Why do I sit next to you?
Because you're not even participating.
You know what? This is the most he's talked like in a week, so it's kind of weird that I hear his voice.
Okay, ready? Watch.
Look how she holds it. It's just disgusting.
Did you find those socks underneath the house? Get the reference?
Yes.
That was good. That's awesome. I like it. You see them? Those are awesome. I need ones like that. Mine are just boring.
We can switch.
We can have one of each.
There we go. Crazy sock fit.
Even though it looked awful, it wasn't really awful. What else you want to do?
Look at my line.
Which one?
Wait.
Okay. 27. Solve the equation. Move one over, so we have the square root of 4x minus 3 is 3 plus 3 minus x. Square both sides. Excuse me. So we have a 4x minus 3 equals 9 plus 6 root 3 minus x. And that'd be plus 3 minus x. And you FOIL all that out.
Which number is this?
27. Three times this plus 3 times this, FOILing it out. So now I have a 12 minus x plus 6 root 3 minus x here. So I'm going to move the 12 and I'm going to move the x over to the left. And I'm going to get 5x squared minus 15 is 6 root. I was getting ahead of myself because I know I'm going to have to square it again. And then I have the 6 root 3 minus x. And like I just said, I still have another radical, which means I need to square it once again. Yeah, that's what 6 times 6. There you go. Oh! Oh, you divide by 6, and then you squared 5/6 as a fraction? And it will work. It's just awful. So square it again. 25x squared. 5 times negative 15 is 75. So it'd be 1 minus 150x. And then plus 225. Oh, that's ugly. Ah. 108?
Oh, no. Didn't make fun of you, don't worry. Or it was Brandon's joke. What?
Move this over.
It's Brandon. Don't make fun of him.
Wait, where did you get the 6? And the 6 root 3?
Foil.
Pretty good.
Oh.
Oh, that looks convenient.
That's Taylor's.
So there's not enough room on our paper to do that.
I'll just look at it, schedule it, and just say, the schedule says, Kishwaukee College, grab one. Kishwaukee College, 107. It'll be like Taylor, 107, Kishwaukee College.
Problem averted. What is it?
It's 3, 3.
Oh, conveniently.
If you multiply them, it's 2,925.
Can you do the quadratic whatever?
I'm
Neither.
circling the problem on the other side.
I really hope I didn't screw something up halfway around this process. Yeah, that is awful.
Why would you put this on here?
I didn't. I just pressed the buttons and the machine makes it work. I have 114 plus or minus 36 over 50. Well, I haven't gotten that far yet. So I have 114 plus or minus 36 over 50. So 114 plus 36 is 150. Divided by 50 is 3. If I do 114 minus 36 divided by 50, I get 1.56. So I have two different answers to check. I check and see, well, does 1.56, I don't know if that'll work, but then I check and see if 3 works. So 1.56 could be an extraneous solution.
I had a gone.
So yeah, that was awful, ugly, nasty, but
We did it.
did you start your calculator and look for intersection?
No, I started out doing what you did, and then right where it says the 9 plus 6 square 3,
Yeah.
that part, I didn't put that down, but I still got x equals 3, so I don't know how. Don't know how that did it.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Wait, can you go like back?
Yes, ma'am.
Why don't you keep the radical if you square that whole part?
This part? Because this was a foil. Because then you foil that out, you get that middle term. It's not. What's up? Yeah. Are you doing okay? I had to pick on her because you weren't here. And I told her because it's just the general vicinity of where she's sitting. Right, but make sure it's plugged in though. Oh, I got there with yours. Is the main thing plugged in? Oh, this one's mine.
This stuff is gonna be it's like
Does that make sense why I had to do that? Because if you did it the way you did it, you killed the puppies.
No, for this time, it's
Give me this
the
square it
The
is.
other way too.
You remember when you jump square and foil it out?
I just solved it without doing it.
What'd you do? What else you guys want to look at?
Just no.
What's that?
This is what I did. I did it. I
You can't do it that way. It doesn't work. That's not mathematically sound.
Yeah, but it seems like it.
What else want to look at?
Can you do number 3?
Sure.
I don't remember how to get the fraction out of it. Which one?
Come on, do not waste my time.
That's a little harsh.
Exactly. So that it's just an easy double.
I beat you 4 times in a row. I've never beat you before. You shouldn't tell me.
Number 3. All right. So first things first. Again, you've got the idea that you can add your. Take that sheet. I was just being a doofus.
I know, I was like, this is so
Bless you. Before I move, bless you, before I move everything to be happy, I'm going to combine them because it's probably a little bit quicker. So I'm going to have an 8 u to the negative 10 thirds v to the 7/4 plus 5 thirds. I just did my calculator and I get 41/12. Bless you. Bless you. Now I'm going to take the negative, make it happy.
It's hard to make it happen.
So a couple things I would do here. In this instance, since we do not have a value of, what do you call it? There's no u value up top. When we go to rationalize this, we don't have to worry about trying to simplify something first. So 3 goes into 10 how many times? 3. So this is the same thing as saying u to the third and u to the 1/3. Are we okay with that? Which means how much more do I need to make a whole? I need 2/3. Top and bottom by 2/3. So now 1/3 and 2/3 creates a whole. So now I have how many u's underneath the denominator? 4. And in the top it's an 8 u 2/3 v 41/12. Yeah, because you have no fractional things in the denominator.
Does it matter if you put u first or v first?
What's 2 times 3? What's 3 times 2? Does it matter?
Oh, okay. I didn't know like what that had to do with the problem.
Yeah, that's your quiz and counter the other day. He was talking about numbers and number sense. So what's 3 plus 2? 5. What's 2 plus 3? 5. This is the same backwards. Forward. He goes, yeah, I know that. You can't do that with subtraction because you'll be wrong. Right. What else was it? Square both sides. Square both sides, you're going to get x plus 57, x squared, 2x, and a 1. Move everything to the left. X squared plus x minus 56. What times what's negative 56? You add together to get positive 1. Yes, those two numbers, very good. X plus 8, x minus 7 gives you zeros, therefore at negative 8 and positive 7. And it's a matter of figuring out which one is going to work. So 7 plus 57 is 64. Square root of 64 is 8. Yes, ma'am?
Can we have our quizzes back?
I still have people that haven't taken. There's been so many people, because the quiz one, unfortunately, I did not get a chance to make multiple versions. So I know. If you want to see that, I'll show it to you in Flex. But basically, it was a lot of those first few problems with the simplifying and the parentheses ones. That's what practice those. There were a couple of silly mistakes as far as things were floating when they shouldn't have been floating. People put life preservers on stuff that didn't need life preservers. Yeah, this 12 Hour has had a bunch of people that have been out, and it's just been so hard to get things back to this point. So I'm sorry. It's my fault for not making my actual versions. Don't keep. What else am I doing? Rapid fire math. Rapid fire math and dance land. Shall dance and right left-handed.
Nobody's gonna
You're in the dance team.
It's moms.
Actually, it's dance for the winter.
How to trigger many things like dance.
No, I don't.
Isn't it Palms? We called it Palms. They had Palms.
I mean, it's Palms in the fall, and then they call it dance team in the winter.
But don't you still do the same thing?
No, they don't use palms. Well,
Don't you guys do the leg kick?
no.
Why don't you guys do the leg kick chorus line?
Because that's for Palms. She's on dance.
sorry to keep you from your texting.
It's okay. I'm texting my mom because I need my phone charger. Because tonight we're doing palms.
No, tonight we have dance.
So
No,
you're the only
today
kid in
we're
the high
doing
school that
palms.
doesn't have an extra charger in their laptop bag?
Yeah. It's in my car.
I don't have my charger in there.
Anywho. Any other questions? This has been great.
Well,
Hey, ever see your face? Looks good on you.
Yeah, I think it looks better just trimmed instead of just shaved off.
Yeah. What else, Ronald?
Alright.
We didn't get it's loud.
You're moving to full color?
Aren't you moving to 12th hour too?
yeah.
It's obnoxious.
This one.
They're very loud. Grace is excited. You guys can gang up on the boys. Ben, and what's his name? The other guy. This is. You guys are very excited today. Please try to keep it down to like a dull roar here. No, I'm done. I'm done.
For this part,
Yes.
it looks like it wasn't even foiled, it was just like this and this.
Because that's what because it's a difference of squares. There's no middle term. Whenever you have a difference of that's the whole trick about difference of squares. Whenever you have a difference of squares, if you do in fact FOIL the whole thing out, you get a squared plus ab minus ab minus b squared. That's the whole trick. That's the whole point of doing it that way because it eliminates the middle terms. That's why we use conjugates because it gets rid of that term.
The heck?
Don't hit yourself. Rain didn't do it wrong.
Emma.
It was the pencil.
Emma.
Which one is the finish
What?
You got
Your
it.
streak is over. You suck.
You beat me?
Did that one you suck.
Literally cheated.
Oh, I'm cheating.
Literally stole my phone.
Guess what? Cheaters always win.
You tried to cheat yesterday in the pool game and you still lost.
I didn't cheat.
Yeah, you did. You tried to mess with me when I was playing bad.
I didn't. I didn't actually do anything.
So
though.
you guys literally sit there and text each other back and forth a game of pool.
Yeah.
It's called 8-ball pool. It's very competitive. It's very competitive. It's very heated.
It really does. I only won.
What was
4
the other
games.
game you guys did a couple years ago? It was the trivia game, Trivia Crack.
Yeah.
Trivia Crack. Did we play that in class once?
Man, nothing fun.
And like I was doing
Let's
Trivia
play
Crack
that.
for somebody, and I was winning all the time because you guys don't know anything.
Hey,
Yeah.
I
No
always-
offense.
I always win
No
the sports
offense.
ones.
No offense.
It has a bunch of like old questions.
The sports ones are really
I don't know
easy.
any of those.
Your brother.
You know
It was
a lot
this
about
way. It was with his
Palestine
group.
stuff.
That's when they were playing Trivia Crack. 'Cause they kept trying to get me to play against them. And I said, I will answer your question for
I
you.
said Alabama could keep up. I never said that they'd win.
Alabama only has like 8 people that build crap.
Dude, I want to